Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about the statement that caused chaos inside the courtroom of Judge Ratamo Patlinga yesterday. Listen, there was a storm. It was a hurricane. There was a hurricane. Bekunenkanyamba izolo ekoti. How a single document shook the entire courtroom to the core. Anyway, before we do that, guys, please make sure you do not forget to like, to share, to comment, and most importantly, please make sure you are subscribed on the channel. Please make sure you are watching the videos up until the end, and you are watching the ads that are coming through. When you are doing that, you'll be supporting this channel financially and in numbers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Now, in the high stakes of Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, every detail matters, okay? Every word, every signature, every contradiction, every detail matters, Sanalam. Because wow. Now, where we are on this day, since yesterday, actually, everything hinged on a single statement, a document allegedly made by star witness Gwabini Sifiso Gwabini Zungu. But before the courtroom can even touch that statement, one fundamental question explodes into a major legal dispute. Where exactly did Zungu live? Where was Gwabini staying at the time? That was something that was on the cards at the moment. Ubaloyi uthi, but were you not staying in the N section of the hostel? And then Ukwabini ati, no, I stay in the S section. I only eat in the N section. Simple enough, right? Simple enough. But the state isn't done, Gesanalam. The state wasn't done. Ubaloyi goes, in the statement in your name, you give your address as N623 Block N. And then advocating this was like, awungitsheli lokho wena. Awungitsheli lokho. He was rising very fast there. He's a tall man, tall, slender, darkish man. Not that dark, but darkish man. And then he's like, objection, my lord. The state cannot say that. The state cannot say that that statement belongs to the witness. They must prove it. They must prove it before touching any of its contents. And for a moment, there was a moment of freezing. They froze. There is no, that one was not a minor objection, okay? That was not a minor objection. That was a direct attack on the foundation of the state's cross-examination. That was the very same cross-examination that does not exist. They have nothing to ask. And then after that, there was an explosion. Ubaloyi ati. That was a very big explosion, okay? Wide courtroom shots. There was an explosion. I don't know whether it was a firearm, it was a bomb, but there was an explosion. And then Ubaloyi ati, my lord, the witness himself said he made a statement. He transferred what accused one said onto that document. I was like, Haibo. Hey, Ubaloyi, guys. And then Umnisi interrupts at him. No, my lord, they cannot begin to use it until they have proven it. Not a name, not an address, nothing. Prove the statement. So what followed after that is one of the most intense legal standoffs in this phase of the trial. Ubaloyi, uJudge Ratha, Umnisi, now they were like in, out, in the conversation, in that exchange. Ne? Ubaloyi ati, the defense themselves cross-examined other witnesses on the unproven state. Sir, what you mean? That was your case. They did not bring any statement. You are supposed to be asking questions on what they asked from. Umnisi ati, that is irrelevant, this statement. Ati, that is irrelevant. prove this statement, your cross-examination cannot proceed legally. No, cannot proceed illegally, because legally, before you can touch that statement, you need to prove it. And then Judge Ratamukwatleng stepped in a very stern voice. Mr. Baloyi, prove the statement. Ma'am, the ruling was very clear. It was final, undeniable. Prove the statement. Ubaloyi went on hesitation mode, Gesana. He didn't know, my lord, perhaps we should file heads of arguments. No! Ukrisi was like, no, the court has given a ruling. He must prove it now. And then Ucharara was like, that's when he started getting angry, silently. Judge, prove it, Mr. Baloyi, prove it. He was getting quickly annoyed, okay? And what we could gather there was that both of them, the judge and Baloyi, were cornered by UMNISI, outmaneuvered by UMNISI, and the state stepped back a little. The retreat, that was a for now retreat, for a second retreat, okay? The state retreats, temporarily abandoning the document that was supposed to be the backbone of their cross-examination. But the defense has won only one battle, the war, far from over. The war is far from over. Okay, we'll come back to this. Back to Gwabini's address. Mr. Zungu, you said you stayed at S section, not N section. And then Gwabini, yes, I only went to N section for eating. With the statement of limits, the state shifts strangely, returning to Zungu's movements around Basutune Hostel. They revisit his arrest the Monday, the cell placement the next morning. And then we saw Baloyi with another document, this time uncontested, Kesan. And the state has the Primrose police station cell register. Your name appears as an entry 145. I don't think he understood the meaning of what he just did there. He put that on record, and I don't think he understood. And then a new document enters to play. We deal with that. One of the defense cannot block. The cross-examination continues, but the memory of the earlier clash hangs thick in the room. And then what we saw there was quite intense, guys. And we thought we were done, but how a witness's address, a disputed statement, a legal battle over what can and cannot be used in court. This is completely one of those ideas, one of those days whereby and things were not looking good for the state at all. This is the complexity of the Senzo Meyiwa trial, where every misstep, every instance, and every legal technicality can shift the balance of the entire case. And as the state prepares to prove the statement, one question remains. When that document is finally tested, will it withstand the scrutiny, or will it collapse under pressure? That's what everyone is thinking right now and asking, because it doesn't matter what's in that document if it does not hold any water. The last time we checked, they said the state case is very much watertight, but where we are sitting and where we see things, there's no tight of anything. Kubi. It's too bad. Very, very bad. And Ubaloyi is not having a good week. I'm sure even his weekend, he's trying, but things are not looking good. So I'm going to go and do another video regarding why we, the masses, were angry at Ramasipile and Nxumalo. For now, thank you so much. I will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.